So just taking on a little tour of our living lawn here. These little white flowers are called frog fruit. Some people also call them matchsticks because they do look kind of like a match head. And we also have here one of our little pollinators. Another little bee flying around here. This little yellow flower, get it in the frame here. This little yellow flower is called nodeweed, another one of our little native flowering ground covers. And you can see here that the frog fruit, the nodeweed really expands everywhere across the yard. We also have some blue-eyed grass, which are these little purple flowers. And this is actually an iris, but until they come up to flower, the leaves on this iris look just like grass. And these only get maybe ankle high, maybe a little bit more. There's no real need to mow it once it's established and you don't have lots of other grasses mixed in with it, which we do still occasionally mow our yard just because there are some grasses mixed in. We do have some sedges in there as well. Now this area here is our little buffer zone that we've left unmowed, simply to get some different native grasses and native flowers coming in. And we haven't mowed this at all in quite a while. Right here we have a wolf spider, which I've read some articles saying that wolf spiders can prey upon brown recluse and black widows. Not necessarily very likely, but enough of a chance that gives them another bonus point in my book. And as you could see, they don't want anything to do with us. They just simply kept on trucking. Now this here is called shepherd's needle, and there are just lots and lots of butterflies on here. And over here we have another one of our native bees, if they will hold still long enough for me to get them in the video. And hopefully you're able to see all the butterflies just zooming around. Into the shade, so it should be a little bit easier to see without my sunglasses needing to be on. And the other day I just came out here and sat down for a little bit and just was absolutely delighted with the number of pollinators and bees and stuff. There we are. Just had to hold still for a minute. Yeah, as you can see, the bee is just absolutely intent on getting that pollen. Didn't give any mind to me being right here, even sticking the camera in its face. But some of the possibilities that you can do with a living lawn and living a buffer zone, and you know, you can always be more active in how you guide the buffer zone with the different plants that you might want to pick up from a native nursery, and choose more of a variety of flowers to put in here. You see we do have a little bit of wood laying about, some branches that have fallen down. A lot of our native bees actually nest in cavities of old flowers and even burrowing into branches. So we like to leave a little bit of this laying about. It's also great habitat for what are called robber flies, which have the body shape of a mosquito, but they have eyes like a dragonfly. So they actually hunt their prey, grabbing it and then shoving their proboscis, just like a mosquito, into the prey and sucking out their insides like a spider. A lot of people, you know, the first time they see it, they think it is a mosquito and they just go and kill it. But they're really quite cool. I've handled them a bunch. Unless you're like squishing on them, they're just gonna leave you alone. But they're quite cool. And this little purple vine looks like in the pea family. I don't know quite what it is offhand, but it's another beautiful vine that's just started to pop up out here. So I invite you to make a buffer zone in your yard, and instead of having to water and fertilize and apply insecticides and everything else to your yard to keep that grass, just work with a conservation group or landscape architect and design your own native living lawn and attract all these wonderful pollinators.